Thanks, y'all. Give it up for Graham, y'all.
Yeah.
Where are outlaws at? What are y'all, a bunch of narcs? Where are my outlaws at? I'm not looking for criminals. Just a little civil disobedience. I think one of the reasons I'm an outlaw is because I smoke weed. And I think one of the reasons weed's illegal is there just hasn't been enough marketing for it. So I've been taking all the famous companies and trying to hijack a few of their slogans. And I came up with a couple here. Vonage sounds good. I thought we could go with dubage, smokes good. And then I heard of HED, here everything's better. I thought of THC, here everything's even better. And then, I'm not professional. We got Chick-fil-A, eat more chicken, ganj filet, inhale more ganja. Corona, find your beach. Marijuana, find your couch. And my personal favorite, Geico, give us 15 minutes to save a bunch of money on your insurance. WeCo, give us 15 seconds to not care about having insurance. Hey, how many of y'all believe in evolution?
Yeah.
Evolution. I don't know myself personally, but based on this definition, any change across successive generations and the inherited characteristics of biological populations. Well, based on that definition and a small sample of 3 over 3 generations, it's hard for me to argue with that. This here is a picture of my daddy's sperm almost 43 years ago. He made it to 9th grade. His sperm evolved into me, some college. This is a picture of my sperm almost 20 years ago. And my sperm, my son, just evolved into straight A's at the University of Texas at Austin. Hook 'em horns. What are y'all, a bunch of Aggies? Their motto there is, what starts here changes the world. You mean y'all are going to change the world with my sperm? If that's not proof for evolution, I don't know what is. And I wish somebody would have told me about that sooner, because I could have solved a lot of world's problems that ended up in my socks and old t-shirts. So, I was thinking if you're going to use my sperm, you might want to change that motto. What starts here changes the world. Or, what starts here used to be sperm. Or, changing the world, one evolved sperm at a time. We're Texas. Big balls, bigger sperm. And this hasn't convinced y'all. I got some further proof. In the 80s, on the drag, they used to call the homeless guys drag worms. And I just found out recently they're calling them drag rats. So from worms to rats in 20 years, that sounds like microwave evolution to me. Hey, any of y'all heard about Virgin Galactic, that new commercial space line? Do y'all even have the internet? It's a new line by Virgin Mobile owner Richard Branson. And what they do is you got week training. You go there at 6 or 7 hours flight time, 2 hours in space, 6 or 7 minutes of actual weight distance. And it costs $200 grand. It's so popular with celebrities, and it's spawned in a cottage industry. There's a new hip-hop collaboration. It's Jay-Z, Kanye West, and P. Diddy. They're calling it Intergalactic Pimp with a Z. It costs $1 million, and it's $100,000 for the space travel with a $900,000 bottle of champagne and a guaranteed happy ending. Hey, segue, y'all know what happens after happily ever after? I don't either, but I bet it's something freaking tragic. Hey, so back to the space travel. I can't afford $1 million. I can't afford $200,000. So I got on the internet and searched, and I found Pepe Space Camino down south of the border for 20 grand. And I gave him a call, and I said, you can go to space for 20,000? And he's like, yeah, you give us 20,000, we'll take you to space. Can you sign a release form? I'm like, yeah, man. He's like, and some of my relatives are going to ride with you, okay? I'm like, okay, that sounds a little strange. He's like, yeah, well, when we leave, we are from Mexico. That's for now, it's true. But when we land, we are from space. And you Americans, you don't like illegal immigrants. Well, you Americans love astronauts. So I'm going to go with Pepe Space Camino. Sounds like fun. Space Coyote or Ambassador to the Cosmos, however you want to look at it. Thanks, Karen. Thank everyone, y'all.
Give it up again for Montgomery.